Shalom, Israel. Let's pray. Shalom, Israel. Let us rise and face Jerusalem, and let's send up prayers. Heavenly Father, we come unto your Lord in the faith of your Son of Christ. Oh Lord, thank you for allowing us to remember the Feast of New Moon, to be able to come together on thy feast day in unity of the brethren, to remember thy feast, O Lord, to be able to fellowship with one another in the unity and the spirit of Christ. Oh Lord, we ask that you put upon our hearts the joy of the scriptures, the joy of the spirit of being able to serve thee. Allow us to stand strong in thy truth, O Lord, and allow us not to go to the left and to the right, but allow us to be able to stand steadfast in thy truth and follow thee whither thou goest. Keep thy righteous hand of protection round about us. Give us the peace of mind and comfort to be able to endure in this harsh captivity. As we see the things that's starting to brew up in this world, O Lord, allow our minds to be on you. Allow us to continue to see the things that's going on, but be able to continue to follow and not lean back into the world. Give us strength. Thank you, O Lord, for blessing the things that we're needing. A roof over our head, clothes on our back, and food on the table. We ask you, Lord, to continue to heal our brothers and sisters that are being afflicted in both mind, body, and spirit. Give us this salvation, O Lord, that you have promised to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And allow our enemies to be able to tremble when thou come in the presence of thy power. And allow us who endure to be able to get lifted up in the chariots and go into thy holy kingdom. As we ask all these things in the faith of your Son of Christ, we pray unto thee, O Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Right. Be seated, Israel. See, all praises, all praises. May the Most High in Christ bless you all. We on? May the Most High in Christ bless you all. Happy Feast of New Moon. All right. This will be what, the ninth month, all right, for us in the Feast of New Moon. Okay. Was it ninth? Yeah, the ninth month. Pray that everybody is in high spirits, all right, and have that joyous spirit to want to serve the Lord. My name is Brother Nathaniel, and to my right,
Brother Parat.
and to my left,
Brother Anab.
all right. And tonight's topic is called Civil War in Israel. But before we go into it, we're going to just touch real quick on the scriptures pertaining to New Moon, okay? For those who are new, all right, and for those who may not be new, but still we have to touch the scriptures in remembrance of why we keep the Feast of New Moon, all right? So with that being said, we're going to start off in the book of Psalms chapter 81, and we're going to read verse 3.
The book of Psalms, chapter 81 and verse 3. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day.
Right, so blow up the trumpet in the new moon. in the time appointed on a solemn feast day. So the new moon, the feast day is an appointed time, all right? When you don't see the moon out anymore, it becomes dark, that's the new moon. It's appointed time because it signifies how to count to the seasonal feast day, such as Passover, all right, tabernacles and so forth. Go ahead.
Verse 4. For this was a statute for Israel.
Right, for this was a statute, meaning a law for Israel.
And a law of God, and a law of the God of Jacob.
And a law of the God of Jacob, meaning the Most High created this feast day for Israel to keep. Okay, so let's go to Numbers chapter 10 and verse 10.
The book of Numbers, chapter 10 and verse 10.
Come on.
Also, in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days.
Right, so this is supposed to be a day of gladness for us. All right? We're supposed to have that joy of the Lord upon us when we come together on the feast days. All right? And tonight is the feast of new moon. We're supposed to be glad. Supposed to have a joyous spirit upon us. Not sorrowful, not down, not depressed. All right? But up in spirit. Go ahead.
And in your solemn days, and in the beginning of your months.
Right, and in the beginning of your months. That's what new moon means, meaning a new month. Okay? So in the beginning of your months, go ahead.
Ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings.
Right, you shall blow the trumpet. So like the brother, he blowed the trumpet, okay, in the beginning of the class, before the prayers went up. Because this was a custom, this is something that Israel did, all right? And when it says over your burnt offerings, during the time when we was doing our sacrifices, all right? Now we have Christ, we no longer have to do those sacrifices anymore, all right? The offerings pertaining to the feast days, okay? What's that? Keep going.
That they may be to you for a memorial before your God. I am the Lord your God.
Right, I'm the Lord your God. So now, let's go to Ecclesiasticus, chapter 43, and we're going to read verse 6.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 43, in verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of time.
Right, so made the moon to serve in a season, meaning that appointed time, like we read up in Psalms 81, okay? It says he made the moon also to serve in her seasons for declaration of times, meaning to give the times for something. Go ahead.
And a sign of the world.
Right, so it's a clock, if you will. Go ahead.
From the moon is the sign of feast.
Right, so from the moon is the sign of feast. So beginning of our months, when we observe the feast of new moon, we can be able to count days going to the seasonal feasts. Like I gave the examples such as Passover. Go ahead.
A light that decreaseth in her perfection.
Right, so a light that decreaseth in its perfection. When it's a full moon, okay, that is in the middle of its month, okay, that is in its perfected state, okay, so it's not the beginning. Go ahead. It's in the middle of the month.
A light that decreaseth in her perfection. Verse 8, the month is called after her name.
See, the month is called after her name, meaning new month, new moon. It's the beginning of the month. The month is called after its name. Come on.
Increasing wonderfully in her changing.
Increasing wonderfully in its changing. All right, so going from that dark moon, all right, up to, the crescent and waxing, all the way up to the full moon, and then waning, decreasing, okay, going back to a dark state, a new moon, going back into the cycle. Okay, go ahead.
Being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven.
Shining in the firmament of the heavens, okay? So that's new moon, okay? That's new moon. That's how we keep the feast of new moon. Real quick, go to Isaiah 66. Let's go there real quick. Isaiah 66, and we can read verse 22.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 22. For as the new heavens and the new earth.
When it says new heavens and new earth, new heavens meaning a new rulership. All right? When Christ established his kingdom on the earth, when Israel is on top, the kingdom of Israel has been established. That's a new heavens. And a new earth, meaning the nations that's over Israel at this time, they're going to be put into captivity. All right? They're going to have to serve Israel. So when it says new heavens, new earth, meaning a new rulership, all right, a new captivity. Go ahead.
For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain.
Meaning Israel that adore, that keeps the commandments, our seed and our name is going to remain. We're going to inherit the kingdom of heaven, which give us what? Eternal life. Go ahead.
Verse 23, and it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another.
When it says it shall come to pass, it's a future prophecy. So from one new moon to another, and one Sabbath to another, go ahead.
Shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord.
Shall all flesh come and worship. Okay? So Israel is going to know how to keep the commandments and keep the feast day. And it's showing us, letting us know that we're going to keep these feast days in the kingdom of heaven. So right now we're supposed to do what? Rehearse the righteous act. So we can be able to get the kingdom and be able to keep the feast days while we're in the kingdom. And while we're in the kingdom, the other nations who are going to be serving us, they're going to be forced and have to learn how to keep these feast days. That's why it says all flesh. Okay? Just like today or tomorrow, whatever it may be, you got the nations, the world celebrating Diwali, okay? A Hindu Indian custom. Kids out of school for Diwali. You ain't going to be hearing nothing about no Diwali in the kingdom of the Lord, nor are you going to hear about Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter. No, it's going to be these feast days. And everybody's going to know how to observe and to keep it and what they need to do to keep themselves in order. Okay? So now, that's Amos, last scripture pertaining to the new moon. Get into it. I'm not going to try to hold people too long tonight. Amos 3. Go ahead. Oh, 1 second. Hold on. Amos chapter 8 and verse 5.
Book of Amos, chapter 8 and verse 5, saying, when will the new moon be gone?
Right, so you had some of our people in the nation, they asking, hey, they can't wait until the new moon is over, because why? The new moon is the Sabbath. So they rushing and asking, when is the new moon going to be done? When the scripture says that it's supposed to be a joy of gladness, not like, I can't wait till the new moon is over. I can't wait until the feast day is over. When you do that, you're not showing that you have the joy of the Lord upon you. Go ahead.
Saying, when will the new moon be gone?
Come on.
That we may sell corn.
Because their motive or their purpose or what they really want to do is make money. They can care less about serving the Lord. They can care less about keeping the feast day. Their objective is to make money. So they like, hey, when is the new moon going to be over so that we can be able to make some money, sell corn? Go ahead.
And the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat.
See, and the Sabbath. Because the new moon is a Sabbath. So on the new moon, we're not supposed to buy, sell, and work. Okay? Go ahead.
Making the ephod small.
Making the ephod small. When you make the ephod small, you unbalancing the weight to sell things. You know that gram of corn right there is supposed to only go for like $1.25, but you're gonna make the balance unbalanced. Yeah, finessing them, stealing the money. Because why? Greedy covetousness. Go ahead.
Making the ephod small and the shekel great.
And the shekel great. So making an ephah small so you can make more money, so that you could get more money, which is the shekel. All right? Go ahead.
And falsifying the balance by deceit.
Right, by deceit, by lying. Come on.
Verse 6. That we may buy the poor for silver.
By the poor for silver, abuse them, or extorting. Okay? Well, not extorting. Put forth usury and stealing. Go ahead.
And the needy for a pair of shoes.
Right, and the needy for a pair of shoes.
Yea, and sell the refuse of the wheat.
Right, and sell the refuse of the wheat. Right, niggas. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 7, the Lord hath sworn by the excellency of Jacob, surely I will never forget any of their works.
The Lord said he ain't going to forget Israel's works. And as a result, because of Israel's falsifying and deceit and lying and covetous spirit, all right, and even as we about to segue into tonight's class, the conspiracy, the backstabbing, all right, the killing, is the Most High didn't forget these works that Israel did. So with that being said, let's go to get into it. So civil war in Israel. Tonight is more of the reading in history, all right? So we're going to do a lot of reading. Take notes, just forewarning y'all, okay? But let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 47 and verse 1.
So you know what real brother start at verse 1.
Right. We ain't going to stick too much in Sirach 47, but Ecclesiasticus 47.
Yes, Lord. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 47 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And after him rose up Nathan.
Come on.
To prophesy in the time of David.
Right. So Nathan the prophet, okay, after Samuel, he rose up to being this great prophet, okay, as David to minister unto David, as David is now become the king of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 2. As is the fat taken away from the peace offering, so was David chosen out of the children of Israel.
Meaning David was considered the best of the best, all right, that was chosen out of the children of Israel to be the leader of Israel, to rule Israel, to guide Israel, okay? Stay right there in chapter 47. Jump down, all right, to verse 13.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 47 and verse 13. Uh-huh. Solomon reigned in a peaceable time.
Right. So after David, okay, had passed, now Solomon reigned. And his reign was 40 years. It was nothing but peace. There was no conflict or wars, no issues during the time when Solomon was reigning. Okay. So it was nothing but peace. And if you read throughout 47, going up back above, talk about with David, he ordered a lot of things right. He had singers, all right, ordered the priests, in their courses. When you go back into First Chronicles, all right, David did a lot of things that eventually it helped Israel along, or supposed to have helped Israel along the way of making sure everything is in order, everybody's on task, everybody can be able to do their job. All right, go ahead.
Solomon reigned in a peaceable time, and was honored for God made all quiet round about him.
Come on.
That he might build an house in his name and prepare his sanctuary forever.
Right. So Solomon, okay, peaceable time. So there was no war coming at him, so that he can be able to dedicate his time with making sure that the temple of the Most High was built. Okay. So he ain't have no conflict of war, no issues. But let's read down to verse 20.
Verse 14.
Verse 19. Let's jump down to verse 19. Yeah.
Okay. Verse 19. Thou didst bow the lions unto women.
The loins.
Excuse me. Thou didst bow the loins unto women.
Right. He bowed thy loins unto women, meaning he gave his mind over to women, okay, and definitely women of other nations. That's what Solomon did, and he started to serve their gods in his old age. Go ahead.
Thou didst bow thy loins unto women, and by thy body thou was brought unto subjection.
Right, and by thy body that was brought into subjection. Come on.
Verse 20. Thou didst stain thy honor and pollute thy seed.
Right, and pollute thy seed. Come on.
So that thou broughtest wrath upon thy children, and waste grieved by thy folly.
And was grieved by thy folly, that because of your foolishness. Because of Solomon's foolishness, issues came out of that. Okay? Issues came out of that because of Solomon's foolishness. Go ahead.
Verse 21. So the kingdom was divided, and out of Ephraim ruled a rebellious kingdom.
And out of Ephraim ruled a rebellious kingdom. Okay? So now, Judah was rebellious too and wicked. But Ephraim, man, they was doing a lot. But all Israel was doing a lot. But we're going to even touch, because and that's why I want to go into, because when we think it was just Ephraim, like just that main tribe. But now we're going to touch some things, all right, as we read in the scriptures. So with that being said, we're going to first start off like we read off about David, okay? Civil war in Israel. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 1. Yeah. All Northern Kingdom kings was wicked. That's right. Was not just the kings that was in the tribe of Ephraim.
2 Samuel 2:1.
Yep.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 2 and verse 1. And it came to pass after this, that David inquired of the Lord, saying, shall I go up into any of the cities of Judah? And the Lord said unto him, go up. And David said, whither shall I go up? And he said, unto Hebron.
Right. So before he went he had Jerusalem underneath him. The kingdom was first established in Hebron. Okay. So he told him to go up to Hebron. Go ahead.
Verse 2. So David went up thither, and his two wives also, and Ahinoam, and Jezreel.
The Jezreelites.
The Jezreelites, and Abigail, Nabal's wife, the Carmelite.
Mm-hmm.
And the men that were with him did David bring up, every man with his household, and they dwelt in the cities of Hebron.
Right, so they went into Hebron. He took his wives, his two wives at the time, and everybody that was of his household. They went with David to Hebron. Go ahead.
And the men of Judah came, and there they anointed David king over the house of Judah.
So Judah bowed the knee, because of course David was of the house of Judah, all right, and they anointed him king over over Israel, over Judah. Go ahead.
And they told David, saying that the men of Jabesh
Gilead
were they that buried Saul.
Uh-huh.
And David sent messengers unto the men of Jeshbah Gilead, and said unto them, blessed be ye of the Lord, that ye have showed this kindness unto your Lord, even unto Saul, and have buried him.
So remember, Saul and David, mainly Saul. Saul had an issue with David. Saul hated David because the Most High was working, all right, with David, the spirit of David. David was a warrior, and as a result, people loved David. And because of that, Saul, he was envious of David, of the popularity, okay, or the fame that David was getting, okay? And due to that, Saul, he hated David. He was looking to kill David. But then when Saul, he died in battle, David wept sore, he cried for both him and Jonathan, Saul's son. And we're going to keep reading the history because it's going to tell us about something. But even down to the man who said that he had killed Saul, which he lied. He didn't kill Saul. Saul killed himself, suicide after Saul Jonathan died. David said, okay, you want the reward? Kill him, because you touched the Lord's anointed. Okay? But go ahead.
Verse 6, and now the Lord show kindness and truth unto you. And I also will requite you this kindness, because you have done this thing.
Right, so I'm going to requite this kindness unto you because you showed love unto Saul, all right, and buried him and dealt kindness towards him of making sure he had a proper burial. Go ahead.
Therefore now let your hands be strengthened, and be ye valiant. For your master Saul is dead, and also the house of Judah have anointed me king over them.
So he's trying to keep the peace at the same time as he's saying this. Knowing that Benjamin, all right, they still have a league with Saul. Saul being of the tribe of Benjamin. So, hey, look, thank you for this kindness, but the kingdom is now established under me. And all Judah, they have anointed me king over Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 8. But Abner, the son of Ner, captain of Saul's host, took Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and brought him over to Mahanaim, and made him king over Gilead.
So now Abner, who was the son of Ner, all right, who is captains of Saul's host, he took Ishbosheth, all right, who is Saul's son, and said, nah, we're not going to be in league with Judah. Saul was king. We want to make sure Benjamin stays in power. So we're going to make Saul's son Ishbosheth king over Israel. All right, go ahead.
And made him king over Gilead.
Right, Gilead, which is Benjamin. Go ahead.
Over the
Asherites.
And over Jezreel. And over Ephraim. And over Benjamin. And over all Israel.
Go ahead.
And Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old when he began to reign over Israel. And reigned 2 years, but the house of Judah followed David.
So you had a split at this time, okay? Judah stayed in league with David. He's king. The Lord had already established that he was supposed to be king. But now you have the house of Saul, all right? And everybody that was of Israel, they were still in league to the house of Benjamin, the house of Saul. It was like, nah, we're going to make him king. So even at this time, you had the kingdom of Judah and the kingdom of Israel that was ran underneath of Benjamin. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. And the time that David was king in Hebron over the house of Judah was 7 years and 6 months.
Right, so 7 years and 6 months. So let's hold that right there. All right, let's get some lineage here. Let's go to 1 Chronicles chapter 2 and verse 12. First Chronicles chapter 2 and verse 12.
The book of 1 Chronicles chapter 2 and verse 12. And Boaz begot Obed, and Obed begot Jesse, and Jesse begot his firstborn Eliab.
Right, so Jesse begot his firstborn Eliab,
and Abinadab
the
second, and Shema the third.
Right, so now jump down to verse 15.
Verse 15, Ozem the sixth, David the seventh. So he being the last son. Go ahead. Verse 16, whose sisters were Zeruiah, and Abigail. And the sons of Zuriah, Abishai, Joab, Asahel, 3,
Right. So Zuriah, however you want to pronounce her name, all right, she was a sister of, David and them. So she had 3 sons, Abishai and Joab and Asahel. Who is Joab? Who knows who Joab is?
He was one of the kings that reigned.
Not a king. No. Eliah. You remember who Joab is?
I know he did certain errands for. I want to butcher it now.
Okay, that's all right. All right, we're going to touch on it in a minute. Okay, but let's go to stay at 1 Chronicles, but let's go to chapter 8 and verse 33.
The book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 8 and verse 33.
Uh-huh.
And Ner begot Kish,
Right, and Ner begat Kish. Uh-huh.
and Kish begot Saul,
And Kish begat Saul. So Saul's father name was Kish. Go ahead.
Saul begot Jonathan,
Uh-huh. So Jonathan, y'all familiar with him? Go ahead.
and Machishua, and Abinadab, and Ishabal.
Yeah, Eshabal. This Eshabal is Isobeth. This is Isobeth. This is whom Abner made king. So it's one part it says Isobeth, the other part is Eshabal. Okay? So now, keep going.
Verse 34, the son of Jonathan was Meribbaal,
Uh-huh.
and Meribbaal begot Micah.
Right, Meribbaal begat Micah. So this is Mephibosheth. Okay? This is Meribbaal, Mephibosheth. And when we go back to back to 2 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 11. Let's go back there. We're done with that there. Okay.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 2 and verse 11.
Uh-huh.
And the time that David was king in Hebron over the house of Judah was 7 years and 6 months.
Right. So now, let's go now to 1 Samuel chapter 14 and verse 49. Let's go there. So remember these names here, and we're going to come back to it as we go through it. 1 Samuel chapter 14 and verse 49.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 14 and verse 49.
Uh-huh.
Now the sons of Saul were Jonathan,
Right.
Ishua, and Machishua,
Melchishua.
Melchishua. And the names of his two daughters were these. The name of the firstborn was Merab, and this name of the younger was Michal.
Michal.
And the name of Saul's wife was Ahinoam, the daughter of Ahazamaz.
Ahimaaz.
And the name of the captain of his host was Abner.
The name of the captain of his host was Abner. Come on.
The son of Ner,
The son of Ner,
Saul's uncle.
Saul's uncle. So Abner is what? The cousin of Saul. Okay? Abner is the cousin of Saul. So now, you have Abner, Isobeth, their, first cousin once removed. Okay? So that's why you're seeing such a league right there. All right? And wanting to keep the house of Saul in power. Because why they can. All right? So now, and keep in mind, with Joab, etc., that we touched on, and also Mephibosheth. Okay? So now, let's go back to 2 Samuel chapter 2, and we're going to read 12 now.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 2 and verse 12. And Abner, the son of Ner, and the servants of Ishbosheth, son of Saul, went out from Mahanaim to Gibeon.
Right, so those two different lands. Go ahead.
And Joab, the son of Zariah, and the servants of David.
So Joab, the son of Zariah. So this is Joab, who is the captain of the hosts, all right, of David's army. Joab is David's nephew. All right, Joab is David's nephew. Go ahead.
And the servants of David went out and met together by the pool of Gibeon. And they sat down, the one on the one side of the pool, and the other on the other side of the pool.
Come on.
And Abner said to Joab, "Let the young men now rise and play before us." And Joab said, "Let them arise."
So basically, you have the house of David, house of Judah, warring against the house of Israel, okay? That was being led at this time by Benjamin of the house of Saul. And he said, let them play, let them war. let them fight. He on one side of the water, the other, and they on the other side of the water. Go ahead.
Then there arose and went over by number 12 of Benjamin, which pertaineth to Ishbosheth, the son of Saul,
Come on.
and 12 of the servants of David.
Right. So Ishbosheth, all right. Abner is the captain, and Joab, who is in league with David, is the captain. 12 of Benjamin, they went and they fought against the servants of David. Go ahead.
And they caught every one his fellow by the head, and thrust his sword in his fellow's side, and they fell down together. Wherefore the place was called Hezekiah Hazurim.
Helkath Hazurim. Helkath Hazurim. Go ahead.
Which is in Gibeon.
Which is in Gibeon. Go ahead.
And there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel before the servants of David.
Right.
And,
so David's army, because he had a lot of the mighty men. All right. He had mighty men, and those mighty men was still in league with him. Okay. And they defeated Ishbosheth's men, Abner's men. Go ahead.
And there was 3 sons of Zariah there, Joab, and Abishai, and Ashahel. And Ashahel was the light, and Ashahel was as light as, and Ashahel was as light of foot as a wild roe.
Meaning he was fast. He was a fast runner. Okay, light on his feet, can run fast as a roe, as a deer. Go ahead.
And Ashahel pursued after Abner. And in going he turned not to the right hand nor to the left from following Abner.
So he's still in the battle. So he like, nah, I'm going to get this glory. I'm going to kill Abner. He's running after him. Go ahead.
And Abner looked behind him and said, Art thou Ashahel? And he answered, I am.
Come on.
And Abner said to him, Turn thee aside to thy right hand or to thy left, and lay thee hold on one of the young men, and take thee his armor. But Ashahel would not turn aside from following of him.
So Abner gave him a warning because Abner was actually a great warrior. He's like, look, man, you don't want to smoke with me. Go and play with those other guys. Go ahead.
He was trying to get his
Yeah.
clout.
Yeah. He's like, go and play with the other guys. Go ahead.
And Abner said again to Ashahel, Turn thee aside from following me. Wherefore should I smite thee to the ground? How then shall I hold up my face to Joab thy brother?
Right. Because he said, look, if I kill you, then I got to deal with your brother Joab, who was also a great warrior. All right. Because remember, Abner, okay, he was the captain of Saul's army. So if you're a captain in the army, that means you're a mighty warrior. You ain't somebody to just play with. All right? And Joab was also a captain. So you're going to have these 2 captains going to war with each other because I'm about to kill you and Joab is your brother. Go ahead.
Howbeit he refused to turn aside. Wherefore Abner, with the hinder end of the spear, smote him under the 5th rib.
So he had to do what he had to do. So he killed him. Go ahead.
That the spear came out behind him, and he fell down there.
So imagine it's going through your rib, pierced from the front part to the back part of your body. Smote him in the 5th rib. Go ahead.
And died in the same place. And it came to pass that as many as came to the place where Ashahel fell down and died stood still.
Right. What verse we in?
Verse 24.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 24. Joab also and Abishai pursued after Abner. And the sun went down when they were come to the hill of Ammah, that lieth before Giah, by the way of the wilderness of Gibeon.
So now they looking for vengeance, all right, because he killed that brother. So now they looking for vengeance. They looking to kill. They looking for bloodshed. Go ahead.
And the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together after Abner, and became one troop, and stood on the top of an hill.
Uh-huh.
Then Abner called to Joab and said, Shall the sword devour forever?
Right. Shall we continue to kill each other? Shall we continue to war and fight? Go ahead.
Knowest thou not that it will be bitterness in the latter end?
Don't you know that this bloodshed, we just killing each other, it's just going to be bitterness in the last end. It's just going to be a continued war. Your family fighting against my family. Your men fighting against my men. It's just going to continue. We need to cease fire. Go ahead.
How long shall it be then? Ere thou bid the people return from following their brother?
Come on.
Verse 27. And Joab said, As God liveth, unless thou hadst spoken, surely then in the morning the people had gone up, every one from following his brother.
Uh-huh.
So Joab blew a trumpet, and all the people stood still, and pursued after Israel no more.
So he like, you know what? I'm listening to reason. He blow the trumpet. He halt the battle. And his people is no longer going to pursue after Israel. Go ahead. After Ishbosheth men. Go ahead.
No more, neither fought they any more. And Abner and his men walked all that night through the plain, and passed over Jordan, and went through all Bethron, and they came to Mahanaim.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 30. And Joab returned from following Abner. And when he had gathered all the people together, there lacked of David's servants 19 men.
Right, 19 men was killed. That lack there. Go ahead.
And Asahel.
Uh-huh.
But the servants of David had smitten of Benjamin and of Abner's men, so that 360 men died.
They took out more of their men than they did. They got only 19 men that was killed of their army, but 300. So that's what 366 or 360, excuse me, men died. Go ahead.
Verse 32. And they took up Asahel and buried him in the sepulchre of his father, which was in Bethlehem. And Joab and his men went all night, and they came to Hebron at break of day.
Right. So now, chapter 3 and verse 1.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 3 and verse 1. Now there was long war between the house of Saul and the house of David.
So it was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David. They stopped at that instance, but it was still war going on between these two houses. It was still a division amongst Israel. Everybody was still pursuing each other, all right, getting vengeance on blood, trying to establish the kingdom underneath of each other. Now, the thing was, the Lord had already said the kingdom was supposed to be established to David, all right? It wasn't supposed to be established underneath of Saul and them anymore. He took that kingdom. So they being rebellious, the house of Benjamin. All right? Go ahead.
Now there was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David. But David waxed stronger and stronger.
Right. So he waxed stronger and stronger. Go ahead.
And the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker.
Because the Spirit of the Lord wasn't on the house of Saul. Right. It was on the house of David. Okay? Jump down to verse 6.
Verse 6, the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 3 and verse 6. And it came to pass, while there was war between the house of Saul and the house of David, that Abner made himself strong for the house of Saul.
Right, so he made himself strong for the house of Saul, had men around him, all right, to have that strength. Go ahead.
And Saul had a concubine whose name was Rizpah.
Right, and when it says strong too, meaning became very bold. All right, in his acts. All right, very bold in his doing. And not a good bold, a wicked bold. Go ahead.
Whose name was Rizpah, the daughter of Ah. And Ishbosheth said to Abner, Wherefore hast thou gone in unto my father's concubine?
Right, so Ishbosheth, he comes to him and said, Yo, why you going into my father's concubine? All right, meaning what? The second wife. Why you going into his concubine? Go ahead.
Then was Abner very wroth with the words of Ishbosheth, and said, Am I a dog's head, which against Judah do show kindness this day unto the house of Saul thy father?
Right, and I'm a dog's head, but I've been in league with you, and you coming at me like this? You treating me like, somebody of the house of Judah? Go ahead.
to the brethren and to his friends, and have not delivered thee into the hand of David.
Right. So I've been securing you, and I've been fighting, to keep the kingdom established to you. Never once did I give you over to David. Go ahead.
And have not delivered thee into the hand of David, that thou chargest me today with a fault concerning this woman.
So they arguing over the female, right? So he said, look, I never gave you over to David, but you coming at me, all right, over the matter of this woman, okay? Now, was he supposed to deal with it? No, because technically supposed to go, still be established as what? Underneath of Saul. But he went in unto her, all right? So he's mad now. So let's see what he do. Come on.
Verse 9, so do God to Abner, and more also, except as the Lord hath sworn to David.
So now the spirit jumps on Abner. Go ahead.
Even so I do to him.
Even so I do to him. Come on.
To translate the kingdom from the house of Saul.
To take away the power from Saul. Go ahead.
And to set up the throne of David over Israel and over Judah.
Right. So he said, look, I'm taking all the men that was underneath of you, and it's going to now be established, all the men underneath of David, and he's going to be king. All right. So he's saying, look, Ishbosheth, you're no longer king. He took that power away from him. And this spirit of the Most High jumped on him now to understand David was supposed to be set up as king. Read that again.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 3 and verse 10. To translate the kingdom from the house of Saul, and to set up the throne of David over Israel and over Judah.
Right. Go ahead.
From Dan even to Beersheba.
From Dan even to Beersheba, having all the 12 tribes underneath of David. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And he could not answer Abner a word again, because he feared him.
He feared Abner, so he was shook. So he took everything from him, from Ishbosheth. Ishbosheth was weak. Abner was strong. He feared him. And Abner gave the kingdom over to David. Go ahead.
In verse 12, and Abner sent messengers to David on his behalf, saying, whose is the land? Saying also, make thy league with me. And behold, my hand shall be with thee, to bring about all Israel unto thee.
So he's doing like a peace treaty. He said, look, let's get in league with one another. And when we do this, I will bring all the house of Israel unto you. Go ahead.
And he said, well, I will make a league with thee, but one thing I require of thee, that is, thou shalt not see my face, except thy first bring Michal, Saul's daughter, when thou comest to see my face.
So Abner is writing this in the presence of the name of the king of Ishbosheth. All right. And David responds back to Abner, who he believes is Ishbosheth. Okay. I will do this, but first you got to bring back my wife that y'all took from me and gave to another man. Michal. Go ahead. That Saul did that. Go ahead.
And David sent messengers to Ishbosheth, Saul's son, saying, deliver me my wife, Michal, which I espoused to me for 100 foreskins of the Philistines. And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband, even from Phalatel, the son of Laish.
Right. Where we at?
Verse 16.
Right. So now, jump. Okay, keep going. That's fine.
Verse 16. And her husband went with her, along weeping, behind her to Bahurim.
Right. So he's crying because now his wife taken from him. Go ahead.
Then said Abner,
because it was because it was injustice.
Yeah.
All right. She was already promised to David, and Saul did that wickedness of taking Michal away from him, where he put his life on the line, all right, for 1,000 foreskin to marry Michal. Okay, so Michal rightfully belonged to David. Go ahead.
And Abner had communication. Verse 16. And her husband went with her, along weeping behind her, to Bahurim. Then said Abner unto him, go, return, and he returned.
Right. So go back home. It's done. Go ahead.
And Abner had communication with the elders of Israel, saying, Ye sought for David in times past to be king over you.
Uh-huh.
Now then, do it. For the Lord hath spoken of David, saying, By the hand of my servant David, I will save my people, Israel, out of the hand of the Philistines,
Right.
and out of the hand of all their enemies.
Right. So now he's coming to reason and understanding that, look, the kingdom was supposed to be established unto David. Go ahead.
Verse 19, And Abner also spake in the ears of Benjamin, and Abner went also to speak in the ears of David in Hebron, all that seemed good to Israel, and that seemed good to the whole house of Benjamin.
Right. So jump down to verse 22. So they make a league of one another. They get a feast. So Abner is the same one who killed his nephew, all right, Asahel, who was Joab's son. Joab's brother. So he's making peace with him. Now let's see what Joab do.
And behold, the servant of David, verse 22. And behold, the servants of David and Joab came from pursuing a troop and brought in a great spoil with them. But Abner was not with David in Hebron, for he had sent him away, and he was gone in peace.
Right.
Verse 23.
Jump down to verse 25.
Verse 25.
Uh-huh.
Thou knowest Abner, the son of Ner.
Right. So now Joab is talking to David. He finds out that David make a league with him. Abner was here. He let Abner go. Joab is still pissed off. All right. Go ahead.
Thou knowest Abner, the son of Ner, that he came to deceive thee, and to know thy going out and thy coming in, and to know all that thou doest.
Right. So he's basically saying, look, Abner is doing all this just to spy out of how he can be able to take you down. Know your every move. He was like, he's just deceiving you. You making the league with this guy, he's deceiving you. Don't trust him. Go ahead.
And when Joab was come out from David, he sent messengers after Abner.
Right. So now he becomes self-willed. Joab. Go ahead.
Which brought him again from the well of Sariah, but David knew not.
Right.
And when Abner was returned to Hebron, Joab took him aside in the gate to speak with him quietly.
Right.
And smote him there under the fifth rib.
And so they killed him. They always get to the fifth rib, right? All right. That's a kill quick. Right. Hit that fifth rib. But Joab killed him. So let's jump down to 29.
Verse 29. Let it rest on the head of Joab and on all his father's house.
So David, he heard this and he's mad. He said, look, this judgment here, which I did, let it rest upon Joab and on his father's house. It has nothing to do with me, because now you have sinned against the brethren. You killed somebody when we made peace. You can still cause a war again. We just made peace and you went against me. Let this sin be upon you. Go ahead.
And on all his father's house. And let there not fall from the house of Joab one that hath an issue, or that is a leper, or that leaneth on a staff, or that falleth on the sword, or that lacketh bread. So Joab and Abishai, his brothers, slew Abner, because he had slain their brother Asahel at Gibeon in the battle.
Come on.
Verse 31, And David said to Joab and to all the people that were with him, Rend your clothes, and gird you with sackcloth, and mourn before Abner. And King David himself followed by.
Right, because even though they was once enemies, it still goes back to having that love for your enemy. All right, because why? Even though they was enemies, Abner was still a man that was of the nation of Israel. So he like, nah, we made peace. I know his works. I know what he did. He was a great man. He was part of Saul's captain of his host. I warred with him, so he lamented over him. All right, so that even shows, like, even now in this day and age, we have issues with people that we build with. But of course, you know, if somebody was to die, somebody was to get sick, we still going to feel some type of way. Still some love there, even though we had issues with them. All right. And even as time moves forward, we should be able to overcome some of these issues. All right. And to be able to learn how to forgive, because this is what it's exemplifying here. Both sides was having bloodshed. Both sides was killing each other. But it was showing that, all right, let's make peace with one another, because wow, we one nation. But keep going.
Verse 32, and they buried Abner in Hebron. And the king lifted up his voice and wept at the grave of Abner. And all the people wept.
Uh-huh.
And the king lamented over Abner and said, died Abner as a fool dieth?
Did he die as a fool dieth? Come on.
Thy hands were not bound,
Uh-huh.
nor thy feet put into fetters.
Right, so he wasn't shackled up or chained. Come on.
As a man falleth before wicked men, so fellest thou.
Right, so men falleth before wicked men, so fallest thou. Meaning y'all was wicked in this act of killing Abner. We just made peace with him. You knew the matter. You talked to me, but you still went and pursued after him and killed him. I did not give you that orders. You wicked for this. Go ahead.
And all the people wept again over him. And when all the people came to cause David to eat meat while it was yet day, they would swear, saying, so do God to me, and more also if I taste bread, or
Right. Mm-hmm.
or aught else.
Right. You could stop right. Just jump down to verse 30.
Verse
37.
Verse 37.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
For all the people and all Israel understood that day that it was not of the king to slay Abner, the son of Ner.
Right. So it's not of David to kill, because he have to let people know, I didn't order this. Because if he allowed that to go on, then all of a sudden you're going to have an uproar. The same people that came along to David by the strength of Abner, all right, and now Abner is killed, what you think is going to go in their mind? Oh, now we got to get it back in blood. That was one of our kin. So he had to let them know, look, I did not order this. And as you keep reading through the scriptures, Joab, he did a lot of things that he was not supposed to do. A lot of self-willed things. Go ahead.
Verse 38. And the king said unto his servants, know ye not that there is a prince and a great man fallen this day in Israel?
Meaning he was head over his family of the tribe of Benjamin, captain of the host. He was a prince and a great man. Go ahead.
And I am this day weak, though anointed king, and these men are sons of Zariah.
Right, his sister's boys. Go ahead.
Be too hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord shall reward the doer of evil according to his wickedness.
Right, so the Lord's going to reward the doer of the evil according to his wickedness. All right. Because when you have a sister and you have children, you know, especially like your nephews or whatever, like, yeah, that's my sister boy. You kind of, you know, be a little bit more because that's your sister's children. But you're like, but look, the blood is on your hands with this one here. All right. But let's see here. Let's go to Hosea chapter 4 and verse 1 real quick. Where we at on time? No, meaning like.
Just an hour.
All right. And you said 9:47? Okay. I might cut it short here. Hosea chapter 4 and verse 1.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord have a controversy. For the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. 4 and 1.
Yeah, 4 and 1. Yep.
For the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing, and lying, and killing, and stealing, and committing adultery, they break out and blood toucheth blood.
Right, killing one another. Blood toucheth blood. So let's go back to 2 Samuel. All right, we're going to go to chapter 4. We're going to read a little bit in chapter 4, and then we're going to finish it up as far as pertaining to the two kingdoms of this time in chapter 5, and then I'll touch on the other stuff here. All right, 2 Samuel chapter 4, and let's read verse 1.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 4 and verse 1. And when Saul's sons heard that Abner was dead in Hebron, his hands were feeble, and all the Israelites were troubled.
Come on.
And Saul's son had 2 men that were captains of bands. The name of one was Benaiah, and the name of the other was Rechab, the sons of Remnant,
Beerothite.
a Beerothite, of the children of Benjamin. For Beeroth also reckoned to Benjamin.
Right, it's also reckoned to Benjamin, meaning that land was unto Benjamin. So now, who was it? Saul's sons had 2 men, all right, that was captains of the band. So when they heard that Abner died, they like, okay, well, we need to hurry up and make league and do something great, to show David that we're on his side. They now feared because Abner was a great man, captain of the host, all right? And so like, oh, surely if he's taken down, we need to make sure we right so we don't get killed. So let's see what these fools do, all right? Let's jump down to verse 4. Let's read verse 4.
Verse 4, and Jonathan, Saul's son, had a son that was lame of his feet. He was 5 years old when tidings came to Saul, and Jonathan out of Jezreel. And his nurse took him up and fled. And it came to pass, as she made haste to flee, that he fell and became lame. And his name was
Mephibosheth.
Right,
so Mephibosheth, that was Meribah that we read back in 1 Chronicles, the 8th chapter. All right, Mephibosheth. So that's Jonathan's son. Go ahead.
And the son of Ramon, the Beerothite, Rechab, and Benaiah went and came about the heat of the day to the house of Ishbosheth to lay on a bed at noon.
Right. Go ahead.
And they came thither into the midst of the house, as though they would have fetched wheat. And they smote him under the 5th rib.
Right, as though they was fetching wheat that was there for a purpose, but yet it was to go and kill Ishbosheth. Even though the kingdom was established underneath for Saul anymore in the house, he still is looked upon as a prince. Okay, go ahead.
And Rechab and Bahanah, his brother, escaped.
Right, so they escaped and they fled as they killed Ishbosheth. And this is supposed to be his captains, his boys. All right, so now jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. And they brought the head of Ishbosheth unto David.
So they brought his head. They chopped his head and brought it to David. Go ahead.
To Hebron, and said to the king, Behold, the head of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, thy enemy, which sought thy life. And the Lord hath avenged my lord, the king this day of Saul and of his seed.
So Elijah, what they looking for here? What are these 2 men looking for? One word, what they looking for? No, not revenge. Think about it. They chopped off this man's head. They know that he was considered enemy unto David. What are they looking for? Jada?
Peace. Like,
Think about if
like
a reward, but what's another word?
Redemption.
Not redemption, reward.
Like praise over it.
Praise, glory. All right? They're looking for some type of glory. Yeah, clout, exactly. Clout. They thinking they're doing something great. Go ahead. Read 9 again.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 4 and verse 9.
Oh, read verse 9. Go ahead.
In verse 9. And David answered Rechab and Bahanah, his brother, the sons of Rimmon, the Beerothites, and said unto them, As the Lord liveth, who hath redeemed my soul out of all adversity.
Right, meaning the Lord redeemed my soul from all adversity. Meaning David, he said, even though everybody had, that was enemies to me, have to give glory to the Lord. He was the one that redeemed my soul. The Lord is the one that's going to do everything, to keep me safe and secure. Go ahead.
Verse 10, when one told me, saying, Behold, Saul is dead, thinking to have brought good tidings, I took hold of him and slew him in Ziklag.
Right, that was the Edomite who claimed that he killed Saul because he knew that Saul was David's enemy, and he was looking for reward. So he said, same as this guy did. Come on.
Who thought I would have given him a reward for his tidings.
Come on.
How much more, when wicked men have slain a righteous person in his own house?
He was right. He didn't do anything. How much more wicked men slayed right? Because why? David, he made peace. Y'all killed this man upon his bed. Y'all did some Godfather stuff, Right. Go ahead.
A righteous person in his own house upon his bed.
Come on.
Shall I not therefore now require his blood of your hand and take you away from earth?
Come on.
And David commanded his young men, and they slew them and cut off their heads and their feet and hanged them up over the pool in Hebron.
Cut off their hands and their feet and hung them up so that all Israel could see above the pool of Hebron. Go ahead.
But they took the head of Ishbosheth and buried it in a sepulchre of Abner in Hebron.
Keep going.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5 and verse 1.
We're just going 1 through 5. We're going to end it right there for this. Go ahead.
Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh.
Come on.
Also, in times past, when Saul was king over us, thou was he that leddest out and broughtest in Israel.
Right. Meaning that you don't need to boast yourself of something. People is going to see you for who you are. So they said, look, in time past, we know that you was the great warrior that, saved us from the Philistines and defeated Goliath. All right? You don't need to boast yourself of something or have vainglories. People is going to acknowledge it. But if you puffing yourself up to be something, all right, nobody's going to acknowledge that. They like, oh, you just want the flattery title that he had touched on last Sabbath. You just want his flattery title. That's all you want. But go ahead.
Also in times past when Saul was king over us.
Matter of fact, hold that. Give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 10. Let's see here. Let me find it. I think it's Ecclesiasticus chapter 10. I haven't touched this in a minute. No, it's 4. Ecclesiasticus chapter 4. Let's see. Yeah, in verse 7.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4 and verse 7. Get thyself the love of the congregation.
So get yourself the love of the congregation. It's not about how you push yourself into a certain position, boast yourself, showing for vainglory, you being sneaky and conniving, and deceitful, trying to get reward. Nah, just based off of your acts of what you supposed to do and being righteous. Go ahead.
Get thyself the love of the congregation, and bow thy head to a great man.
Right, and bow thy head to a great man. Okay, so let's go back to 2 Samuel chapter 5. And we can read verse 2 one more time.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 5 and verse 2. Also in times past, when Saul was king over us, thou was he that led us out and brought us in Israel. And the Lord said to thee, Thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be a captain over Israel.
Come on.
Verse 3. So all the elders of Israel came to the king to Hebron, and King David made a league with them in Hebron, before the Lord. And they anointed David king over Israel.
Uh-huh.
Verse 4. David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. In Hebron he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months.
Right, so 7 years and 6 months. Go ahead.
And in Jerusalem he reigned 33 years over all Israel and Judah.
Right, so that's a total of 40 years. So that's why if you ever hear me say this, David reigned 40 years. It was 40 years of wartime, and then Solomon reigned 40 years, and those 40 years of peacetime. So in total, it was 80 years that really, as a whole, all right, that Israel really reigned. After that, I'm going to touch it just a little bit. Where we at on my time, the hour? 112, okay. Because I know it's also 10 o'clock too, and I want us to be able to enjoy the feast. So real quick, let's go to 1 Kings chapter 15. I'm going to skip a little bit of what I wanted to go over. See, when you write this stuff down, it don't seem as long until you actually start reading it and explain it. All right? 1 Kings chapter 15, and we can read verse 1. We can start there.
Mm-hmm. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 1 and verse 15.
Chapter 15 and verse 1.
Excuse me. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 15 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, reigned at Abijam over Judah.
Uh-huh.
3 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Micaiah.
Micaiah. So now, this is Abijam, okay? So now, let's jump down to verse 6.
Verse 6. And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam
Right, go ahead.
all the days of his life.
So this is after the kingdom was split, and there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam. All right, go ahead.
Verse 7. And the rest of the acts of Abijam and all that he did, are they not written in the books of Chronicles of the kings
Come on.
of Judah?
Mhm.
And there was war between Abijam and Jeroboam.
Right, so that war ended up going to Abijam and Jeroboam, okay? Abijam, who was the son of Rehoboam, and then Jeroboam, who was an Ephraimite, the king over Israel. So it was war going on there, okay? So now let's go to verse 11.
Verse 11. And Asa did that which was written in
Was right.
And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord,
Uh-huh.
and did as David did his father. And he took away the Sodomites out of the land.
Right. So now let's go down to verse 25. So Asa, he did well. He took out all the Sodomites. He removed his mother of being queen because she was doing wickedness and idolatry. Okay, when you keep reading. So now let's jump down to verse what did I say?
25.
25.
And Nadab, the son of Jeroboam, began to reign over Israel in the 2nd year of Asa, king of Judah.
Come on.
And reigned over Israel 2 years.
Right. So Jeroboam, who was the son of Nebat, who was an Ephraimite, he dies, and Nadab is now reigning. Go ahead.
Verse 26. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the way of his father, and in his sin, wherewith he made Israel to sin.
Uh-huh.
And
Baasha,
and Baasha, the son of Ahijah of the house of Issachar, conspired against him.
So Ahijah, who was of the house of Issachar, so-called Mexican, he conspired, all right, against Nadab, who was the son of Jeroboam. Go ahead.
And Baasha smote him at Gibbethon, which belonged to the Philistines. For Nadab and all Israel laid siege to Gibbethon.
Come on.
Even in the 3rd year of Asa, king of Judah, did Baasha slay him.
I mean, I said Ahijah, but I meant Baasha, the son of Ahijah of the house of Issachar. So Baasha, he takes out Ephraim, kills him, Nadab. Now Issachar, somebody of Issachar becomes king over northern Israel, of the northern kingdom. And as you keep going throughout this time period, that's what you keep seeing. All the kings of Israel, from Omri, all the way down, they all kept killing each other, conspiring against each king and setting themselves up as kings. So go to stay in 1 Kings, go to chapter 16, and we're going to read verse 15.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 16 and verse 15.
Uh-huh.
In the 27th year of Asa, king of Judah, did Zimri reigned 7 days in Tirzah.
Right, in Tirzah. So Zimri, he kills Baasha, and he's now set up as king. All right? Now, jump down, read verse 16. Jump down to verse 16.
Verse 16. And the people that were encamped heard say, Zimri hath conspired, and hath also slain the king. Wherefore all Israel made Omri, the captain of the host, king over Israel that day in the camp.
So they made Omri captain of the host of Israel, and then you have Zimri, who was also considered king over Israel. So you had 2 kings in northern Israel at this time. It was a division. Go ahead.
And Omri went up from Gibbethon, and all Israel with him, and they besieged Tirzah.
Uh-huh.
And it came to pass, when Zimri saw that the city was taken, that he went into the palace of the king's house, and burnt the king's house over him with fire, and died.
Right, so Zimri, he killed himself, all right, when he knew that he could not win. He put himself in the house and burn up the house and kill himself. Go ahead.
For his sins which he sinned in doing evil in the sight of the Lord, in walking in the way of Jeroboam, and in his sin which he did to make Israel to sin.
Come on.
Now the rest of the acts of Zimri and his treason that he wrought, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the king of Israel?
21 and 22, we're going to end it here.
Verse 21, then were the people of Israel divided into 2 parts. Half of the people followed Tibni, the son of Ganath, to make him king, and half followed Omri.
All right, that's all I want on that. So now, let's go to Isaiah 52 and verse 1. I'll end it with this. So you see, it was a lot of conspiracy, all right, civil war issues that was going on within Israel. And spiritually, sometimes physical too, you see that nowadays within the nation. All right, Isaiah 52 and verse 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 52 and verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion.
So put on your strength, O Zion. The strength of us are for Israel. Zion, the monument of the Lord, is the Most High's commandments, His laws, His statutes. All right, that's our strength. Go ahead.
Put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Meaning the uncleanness of the filth, whether if it's us or from the other nations, is no longer going to come in. Jump down to verse 7.
Verse 7. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publish peace, that bringeth good tidings, O of good, that publish salvation, that saith unto Zion, that God reigneth.
Right, so how beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings. Starting with the Christ. Because when Christ comes back, it ain't going to be none of that. One king, one head. Everybody's going to be unified. Israel's going to be gathered together, be in unity as the Most High commanded it. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Thy watchmen shall lift up the voice. With the voice together shall they sing. For they shall see eye to eye when the Lord shall bring again Zion.
Right. So we're going to see eye to eye. It's no more going to be the bickering, the back and forth, the conspiracies, the assassination that we've seen during the history of Israel, and even today as we, kill each other or we argue or bicker with each other over some senseless stuff. So with that, I'm gonna end it there for the night, y'all. I pray, like I said, some reading, history, for us to go over, but it's definitely things to be able to pinpoint, to be able to see how we should not act, how we should not do. All right. And just go and touching that history there. So I pray that everybody got, the understanding of that. Happy new moon, happy Sabbath. Continue to enjoy the feast. Stay tuned for the classes throughout the week. With that, we say shalom. Most High in Christ bless you all. Have a good night.